The time is here. The prediction for Clemson at Georgia Tech. That game's going to kick off this Saturday in Atlanta at 12 o'clock on ESPN. I was even looking at tickets just a second ago. So if you're a Clemson fan, you want to drive down and support them because, Georgia Tech's right down Interstate 85 from the Tigers, about, 2 hours or so. Traffic providing, how fast. I'm not encouraging you to drive fast. It's according if you do. I have been known to test the limits of a vehicle. But anyway, that's beside the point at Georgia Tech. And there's a very alarming stat that has changed. Yep, in 24 hours, the spread has changed big time. So before I go into that, just want to let you know, if you're brand new here, welcome. If you love talking Clemson football, I hope you'll subscribe. It's free. I'm almost 8,000 subscribers. Thank you to all who have subscribed. Also, I am simulcasting, I think that's the word for it, to my other channel, another college football podcast, where I talk about college football as a whole, and I preview other games. So I'm previewing this game on that channel at the same time. So if you want to see that channel and subscribe, it's free, by the way. Check out the link below this video, and you can see another college football podcast. I just previewed Tennessee and Georgia, South Florida at Miami. I called the South Florida. I said, hey, this has upset written all over it. I said Mississippi State. I'm not going to bet my house on it, but this has upset written all over it, and they both won this past week. So if you want to hear about other college football teams, get a feel for the landscape, check out that channel. About 24 hours ago, Clemson was a 9.5-point favorite. Yeah, a 9.5-point favorite going into this game on Saturday. You want to take a wild guess what the spread is now? After a taste of my coffee, Clemson is now a 3.5-point favorite. Now, I know someone's going to hop into the comment section and go, look, he must know nothing about spreads. It moves the closer you get to the game. Yeah, you're right. They shaved off almost a touchdown in 24 hours. Does that mean something? Better question, does that not mean something to you? It's very interesting to me that Clemson, coming off this game against Troy, very underwhelming. In the first half, even the defense didn't look that good. They gave up a huge shot down the field to Troy. Troy's not a bad football team. They're not a bad football team. I know what they did in 2016 to Clemson. I brought that up going into this game. But at the same time, just to soothe our conscience, let's not act like Troy is Texas. They're not Wake Forest, but they're definitely not Georgia. They're not Tennessee. So before we go to the extreme of either side, let's just use some good, solid logic. Going into this game against Georgia Tech, we know the key to this game. If you haven't watched Georgia Tech and you're thinking about the Georgia Tech team, how many times did I say Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech? Georgia Tech over the past several years has barely beat Clemson. In fact, I was looking at the history yesterday, and like a 10 or 12-year period, Georgia Tech's only beat them like once. And that was when Deshaun Watson got hurt against them, and we put in Cole Stout and tried to run the offense of that we would run for Watson with Cole Stout. Just didn't work. It's funny what happens when you adjust your scheme to your quarterback's abilities. You remember later on in that year they played in the bowl game, Watson sat out, had knee surgery. Stout played, and I'm pretty sure Jeff Scott and Tony Elliott, that was their first game together. And Cole Stout threw for 360, and they beat the crap out of Oklahoma. It's called making an adjustment. I know it's a thing that most people think's impossible, But that was the last time Georgia Tech beat Clemson, and then they just became terrible. That's not this Georgia Tech team. Ask Miami, who can't beat them. Ask Georgia, who kept having to remind themselves that we are Georgia, and this is a lowly ACC team that we make jokes about them being an engineering school and all this bunch of stuff. And it's like, hold on, we're in overtime with these guys? How did that? We're in 2 overtimes? Okay, this is about to come to 4 overtimes? 8? Now, that's who Clemson has to play. Now, granted, they've lost some players off that team from last year. Now, I'm not going to act like Georgia Tech didn't. I'm not going to act like that they didn't. From my memory, if my memory serves me correct, and I need to look at my notes, they lost some of those fantastic offensive linemen. But folks, here's, and I didn't say all of them, but here's the thing: Haynes King and Brent Key together, along with Jamal Haynes, are a fantastic threat to Clemson. That's a weird way to say it. You put them together, they're a true threat to the Tigers. So if you thought Troy was a problem and you're trying to talk yourself out of what just happened this past Saturday, put on an adult diaper and get ready to soil your britches with Georgia Tech. Now, are they the best team in America? Well, apparently Troy proves that you don't have to be. So if they were a problem, Georgia Tech is too. And the defense ain't bad, y'all. The defense ain't bad at all. Got Kyle Efford over there running around. He's a leading tackler on the team, if my memory serves me correct. Yes, he is. And they just sat Haynes King after that incredible game he had against Colorado. In that one game alone, I think he rushed for 156 yards. He's a big dude. He's not small. He's a workhorse. And they design plays for him to run. In fact, he loves it. Clemson, on the other hand, we're coming off an offensive performance that really was just summed up in the third quarter, and then quarters 1, 2, and 4, the offense goes back away. Everybody's still irritated about that one. But the defense did make the adjustments at halftime. And guess what? Ronan Hannafin's running around out there. Ashton Hampton's doing his thing. They both get interceptions. Will Helt got, I want to say he got a sack this past Saturday. He had a sack in the LSU game, if my memory serves me correct. Forgive me if I'm wrong there. He has 2 sacks on the season. I mean, they have some studs out there. So what is the key to this game? Am I just going to sit here and fanboy over Brent Key and Haynes King, the premier workhorse in college football? No, I'm not going to just fanboy over it. Let me tell you the keys to this game. Here's the key. If I am Clemson's defense, I know what's coming for me. Design quarterback runs. The handoff to Jamal Haynes here and there. And the Hayneses, Haynes King and Jamal Haynes, bookend Haynes, that's their keys. That's the key to their game, and then they'll spread out the pass when needed. Now, I would tell you this. The one thing that I would focus on, Haynes King is a lot like Lenore Sellers. He will throw high. Or at least against Colorado he did. He threw high. And so if you want a point of reference for what type of player Haynes King is, he and Lenore, he's a little, probably about 15 to 20 pounds-ish slimmer than Lenore Sellers, but they're a lot alike. They'll run all over you, but if you make them pass, they will throw high. And that's not a shot at either one of those guys. It's just the truth. So if I'm Tom Allen, I'm sitting here going, make him pass. Make him pass, make him pass, make him pass. But don't bunch the box so much that all he has to do is slip through one little gap and then he's gone. You can't bunch them up that much because ask Colorado how that worked out for them. Yeah, that worked out. My memory serves me correct. That was the game-winning touchdown run by Haynes King because once he slipped past one guy, that was the last guy, and it was very close to the line. As the play started to develop and then they started to crash down on the offensive line, and he slipped. Go watch that game-winning touchdown Haynes King had against Colorado. Now, if you want to rebut me and say Clemson has better athletes than Colorado, well, yeah, but that hasn't mattered over the past few weeks. Now, has it? I know I gave you that award-winning punchable smile, but it's true. Right now in Clemson, we're proving on certain sides of the football, it doesn't matter how much talent you have. It doesn't matter who you recruited at running back. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your tight end room is incredible. It just doesn't matter. Clemson's defense has to take away the run from Haynes King and make him what he's not known for, and that's passing. Pass, 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 pass. You see them take the run away from him. That's going to be win number one. Win number two, the offense must make an adjustment to the current skills of their players. We've all seen the footage of Aaron Murray and Max Brown breaking down Cade's missed passes against LSU. And I'm a big Cade fan. I think he has a lot of character. You've heard me talk about this. I'm not going to send you through that again, but I am going to say this. Cade did miss those passes. And I hate it for him because it did cost Clemson. And a guy at his place in his career, at this point in his career, should have made those passes. At the same time, coaching must pivot. Tweak the strategy. What we saw in the third quarter this past Saturday was a tweak of the strategy. You went tempo. That would help. We see very little misdirection at Clemson now in a play. I'm seeing very little of it. I'm not saying there's none. We're seeing very little of it. Keep the defense honest. And Georgia Tech's defense, not the best defense in America, but they're not bad, folks. They are not bad. They haven't played anybody up to this point to prove that they're the best defense, even if they have really good numbers. I haven't looked at the rankings, but I have watched them. I watched them play against Colorado, and I was pulling for Tech. Clemson's offense must pivot, period. If they come out flat in this game like they did against Troy 3 out of 4 quarters, Clemson, you mark my word, will lose this ball game. And it will not be an upset, though a lot of people will dub it an upset. We cannot keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity. It's time to pivot. Pivot to what, Brian? Misdirection, tempo, not what you've been doing. So, what's my prediction for this game? Well, first of all, let's take a look at this spread. I'm on ESPN right now. You can go look at it. I'm on ESPN right now, looking at the summary of the game. Georgia Tech is the favorite to win this game in the matchup predictor, and I know it's just a matchup predictor. 55.9% people believe that Georgia Tech's going to win this game. Clemson being a 3.5-point favorite. I said this, I broke this down the other day, how I view this. When I see someone as a 7-point favorite, like right now, and I haven't looked at it this morning, but yesterday, Georgia is a 7-point favorite unless it's changed over Tennessee going into Knoxville this weekend for the big game. That means that yes, Tennessee could win the game. It's not like they're a 2-touchdown plus dog, but 7 points going into someone else's stadium, and they're a good football team, that means that A lot of the experts really think they still have a touchdown. They have enough talent and enough whatever to win by a touchdown. But I said yesterday, and I'll say this today, when you get below 7, especially below 5 points, there's something about the 5-point area. You are majorly a toss-up. And that the Clemson Tigers, no disrespect to Brent Key and the Georgia Tech fans, I'm telling you, Georgia Tech, they're a team that is totally changing. But that a team with the talent that Clemson has is only a 3.5-point favorite in this game. And it was shaved down from almost a touchdown from yesterday. Yesterday, they were a 9.5-point favorite. Today, they're a 3.5-point favorite. That's a massive move in a 24-hour period. It lets me know that the belief that everyone had in Clemson, in 2 weeks, it's gone. And is it because people are bad and they don't know what they're talking about? No, it's quite the opposite. They had the expectation for Clemson because of the talent. But now they have lost that expectation just in 2 weeks because of the execution. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what to say about this game. I don't know who's going to win this game. This is a head scratcher. It has upset written all over it, but I'm going to make a definitive statement. I heard Coach Sweeney when he said after the game this past Saturday, even I was booing. Well, maybe he's been booing behind closed doors to his coaching staff. I am going to do one. I'm going to give them one more chance. And what I mean by one more chance, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt one more time. I don't want to, by the way. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So I'm putting this out here on the interwebs for everybody to see. I am giving them the benefit of the doubt one more time. I'm going to say that Clemson goes in and they win this ball game. But Georgia Tech fans and Clemson fans, hear me very loud and clear. I wouldn't be shocked at all if Georgia Tech wins this game. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to Clemson. Maybe there's a change. But asterisk, the offense comes out flat, and they stay flat, and we see more of the same, they lose. You take that to the bank. Hey, if you like what I'm doing, I hope you'll subscribe. My nose is itching. I don't know why. If you like what I'm doing, I hope you'll subscribe. It is free. You can join the channel with a button below $3 or $5 per month. I made it extremely affordable if you want to participate. Check out my other channel, another college football podcast. The link is below. I'm simulcasting over there because this is a prediction. So go over there, subscribe. I talk about college football as a whole, and pass this along to your friends, your neighbors, and the